The point where I need to remind us all that every great movement begins with a simple decision, just to simply care and to take one step forward towards other people, even when it seems like the world is stepping away. So today on the Asaase Breakfast Show, we're going to be shining a light on an organization that has started a spark and has grown into a continent-spanning flame of service, mentorship, and empowerment. Drive to Inspire Africa isn't just a charity. It's a living, breathing movement powered by youth, driven by volunteers, and is grounded in purpose. And we're joined in the studio by the founder, Nana Adjoa Hackman, who started all this with a dream. And today that dream is shaping lives in schools, in the streets, communities, and camps across Ghana and beyond. We're going to unpack this vision. We're going to hear her story. And hopefully, we will get inspired. I'm pretty sure I will be, but I'm hoping that you will as well. Nana Adjoa, you're welcome to the AVS.
Thank you, Inshira,
and
for having me.
When I go to church on Sunday, I will be making a very generous offering to God, because this interview has been long coming. But thank you for finally making it here.
This microphone is quite intimidating. No wonder.
We'll adjust it for you so it's less threatening. But how are you feeling today?
Good.
We've crossed the month of July. We've entered this new month of August. We both celebrated our birthdays in July. And hopefully August will bring us plenty blessings.
Amen.
But how did Drive to Inspire start for you?
Well, Drive to Inspire, I'll start with what triggered it.
Okay.
This was in 2023, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Around about May or June, I went to Koforidia. You know, my husband comes from there, so he has family over there and all that. So we tend to go there sometimes at the weekend and all that. So we were going to do that, and I met the MP, Honorable Befi, Michael Befi.
Yeah, Michael Befi.
And he told me, he said, "Oh, if you're going to be in Koforidia, I know maybe you want to rest, but I'm going to put you to work." And I'm like, what is it? And he said, "Well, there's something I'm organizing. I've been doing this since last year or the past few years. Before the BEC exams, I get all the students together in one place, and I try to get people to speak to them, to motivate them to study hard, to do better, because I realized that the grades from our part of the country were not that good. So we're trying to improve the outcomes. So I'd like you to come and do this." So I said, "Oh, of course, I'll do that." I didn't see that as work at all. So on the Saturday morning, I headed there. It was in a church. I think it was the Assemblies of God Church, or it was one of these churches. I got there and I didn't know there were going to be that many. There were so many. The place was spilling with people, overflowing. There were over 2,000, they said.
Whoa.
So I said, "Oh, wow." But yeah, we went ahead with it, and it was something else. I think I'd taken for granted a few things.
Okay.
I thought that there were things that I thought that maybe they should know, but there was a gap.
Okay.
Obviously, so we spoke about a lot of things. I tried to draw their attention to things, global trends, things that are happening, and how these would affect them. Even though you are in Koforidia in Ghana, you think you're in the eastern region, there are things that are happening. The world is changing at such a rate, and it's going to impact you, and the world of work is going to be different by the time you get to it.
Sure.
So I thought they needed to know these things. I shared these things with them. I shared some tips that I myself had developed when I was a student, and all of that. I shared bits of my story, and the questions they asked, so many questions. It was difficult to leave. And they kept coming, and so there were the students, there were teachers, there were a few headmasters, there were all that, and And one person in particular came up to me and said, you've seen the response, everybody's talking, and and it would be a shame if what happened here today were to be a one-off.
Oh, wow.
And so I encourage you to please do this. And he didn't let me be. He kept, getting in touch.
Wow.
This was a math teacher, in somebody with the GES. So he kept calling me, but it wasn't just because he kept calling me to do this. I thought about it. I thought about the questions that they had asked me, how simple things, tips that I gave them seemed to make a whole lot of difference. I remembered the fact that I myself had decided to become a lawyer after I'd listened to a very impressive woman, somebody I came to admire greatly, speaking on TV when I was 7. I was about 6 or 7 years old.
Wow.
It was 84, 85. Professor, now Judge Ekua Kwenye here, was talking about PNDC Law 111. This was before it came into being. And I think she must have been one of the lawyers that were working on this. So they had worked on the bill or something. So she was talking on Women's Digest, Inshira, if you remember.
Yes.
Now, what was I doing watching Women's Digest? Yeah,
At 7.
we didn't have that much choice, not much of a choice of what to watch. But I was watching, and she had me glued. I was hearing about all the issues that this law was meant to remedy, and I thought, oh wow. And she sounded so knowledgeable, and she was doing a good thing. She was going to help society, and I thought I want to be like her. So I told my mother, I told my father, I said, this is what I want to do. I want to do law. That was at the age of 7. So yes, I know that it works. I know that it works. If you speak to 2,000 people and you touch 10 or whatever, it works. I myself have been an example. So that's one reason. But I find that a lot of things also, it seemed to make perfect sense to me that I do that. A lot of things about myself and how and my journey led me to that. For instance, I talk about the mentorship bit. I think I've been doing this for a very long time. For my first person I consider to be my first mentee was, I met her when I was about 18 or 19. I was doing my national service at SOS Herman Minor in Tema. Right. And I started out in the library. I was supposed to be assisting there, but I ended up going from class to class, helping when a teacher was not available. I'll go and stand in or assisting. So I started out in the library. Now I was in class 5, class 3, class 2, class 1. I was all over the place, helping the students, helping some to learn their timetable and get there. They'll see me and they'll start running. Auntie, if you know, I was called Ingrid at the time. Auntie Ingrid, I can say my 7 times table, things like that. And Chantel Bewa became a good friend. We're still friends now. Wow. She's currently a data analyst at JP Morgan in London. And last year I was there. She took me out for brunch. But I was 19. She was about 9. And she was my first mentee. And I've had several of them. When I was growing up, one of the significant things that I would say changed the course of my life and my way of thinking and all that was the loss of my father when I was 13. Right. He was, for people who knew him, and this is something that I even found that people Google up, who is Nana Adjoa Hackman's father. But my father, he was very well known at the time. My father was the late UK Hackman. He was once in public service in Ghana and on the international scene. He was the first executive director of the International Cocoa Organization. He was appointed to establish it. It was based in London. This was in 1973. And before that, he had grown from management trainee to become the executive chairman of the Cocoa Marketing Board in Ghana. So at that time, Ghana was the leading producer of cocoa and all that, and he was in the commodities market globally. And then he became a business. He went into private business later on. But he was so well known in Ghana, and I grew up having like two fathers. You know, I used to say I had two fathers, my real dad and then my stepdad. And they both shaped me in different ways. My dad, he wasn't there all the time. I didn't see him all the time, but I learned more about him from other people than from people, because people come up to me when I mention my name for a very long time and say, your father helped me. Your father gave me my first job. Your father sent my children to school. Your father gave me a scholarship. Your father did, all these things. So you can imagine that there was a lot of dependency, and I thought what I thought my future would be changed. Everything got shattered in an instant, and it changed the kind of carefree child I was and all that. I suddenly I realized, and I started to say to myself that the only thing in life that nobody can take away from you is what you do to yourself, is what you have up there. Is the knowledge you acquire, the skills that you develop, what you do to yourself. As long as you are alive, that's what you are guaranteed, that's what you have. Anything else you can lose. Parents can go, whatever. And so that's what I came to that realization. I started telling myself, and that's where my own journey of personal development and growth started.
Wow.
So I developed skills and techniques, things like that, strategizing, focusing. I became, some of my friends said I was no longer fun. I think it was a bit
You grew up overnight.
I grew up overnight. Yes, I was really anxious as a child, I think. So sometimes I think it was maybe a bit too much. I was too focused and serious. So I developed all these things, how to think strategically and work at things, how to prioritize, set goals, things like that, working on myself, trying to get better. And I saw the gap, and I saw that these were things that I could share easily, because it's natural, it comes to me, I don't have to even think about it. And I remember one of my mentors said to me, she said, be the best version of yourself, do that thing that you do naturally, that you enjoy. And so it seemed like it made sense to do it. There's also the fact that if you look at Africa and the work that I do, I'm kind of plugged into that Pan-African space. My law firm is called Africa Legal Associates. It's over the past 10 years we've been, trying to do things, not only do legal work, but do things on that Africa space. And so we see Africa becoming more integrated. Well, that's the goal. We on paper it is, but we want to see it happen in practice, and we're working towards that. That means a lot. Also, Africa has the youngest population in the world. Now, the World Economic Forum is telling us that by 2035, there are going to be more young Africans entering the workforce than in the rest of the world combined.
3 out of 5.
Yes. That's kind of...
3 out of every 5 young people will be on this continent.
It's kind of scary. It presents huge opportunities. It also presents challenges. Okay, huge opportunities in the sense that we have a youthful population. What will it mean in terms of economic growth and development and all of that? If we prepare them well, there could also be things like high unemployment, social instability, and things like that. So it's very important what we tell them. Are the youth even aware of this? The young people, how many of them? Some of them know. Some of them I interact with know about this.
But you need that critical mass.
Others, you have to tell them, you have to let them know, look, Africa has an agenda 2063 to be the Africa we want. And you are that critical mass that is going to deliver that. When you enter the world of work, this is what it's going to be like. So we tell them that, and we try to prepare them. We try to help them with soft skills, things that the teachers may not necessarily get around to doing because of the sheer numbers and because of the the academic curricula and things like that. I know other people are doing that things to support as well, but there are so many. The task is big.
Mm-hmm.
Ghana alone is huge, and there's Africa. So we need many, many, many hands. So you can see there's so many things that drew me to this and why it made sense that I should do something.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it was going to shape out. I knew it was going to be tough. It was going to be a big thing. But I knew I had to take the first step. And what I said to myself that encouraged me was that if you do it well, help will come. If you do it well, help will come.
Wow.
So start.
Now, that's a good mindset. If you do it well, help will come. And
I tried to think of how to do it well. Started with my team, my PA, Jewa. She's always behind the scenes, but she does a lot to help me. Two of my lawyers, Mansa and Asaase too, I said to them, look, this is what I want to do. Are you on board? Mansa said, Nana Adjoa, it seems like a full-time job, but yes, I'm up for this. So we started, we incorporated it. That's why 25th of July, that was when it came into being, and we started doing all the groundwork, paperwork, approaching GES, trying to get the authorizations and things that were needed, the licensing. We got in touch with, I got in touch with KPMG because I thought, yes, I mean, if you do it well, help will come. Yeah. And I thought that I needed that help for the trust and credibility, the accountability. So I made a case to them. And they came on board. Thankfully, they had to get their approvals and all that. But you can imagine how excited I was when they came on board, and they've been with us since. And so all of that happened in the background. And then in, I believe it was October, was it October of that year, we did our first outreach. Mm-hmm. We went to Akwamuman Senior High School and Enum Presbyterian Senior High School, which is like on the border between Eastern region and the Volta region. And when we got to Akwamuman, we said a prayer, we held hands, and we said a prayer, and then I said to the team, I said, this is it, there's no turning back. This is it. I mean, and to myself, I was like, this is it, there's no turning back. It's like a lifetime's commitment. To doing this and hoping that it would grow and we'll get more people on board, and it's happening. The younger generations would join, and they would who go through the cycle would have this cycle of people inspiring and mentoring and helping others, trying to build them up, trying to help them to tap into that inner thing, potential that I believe and that we all have. And let them shine, bring it out, bring out the best in them.
You know, it's a very intriguing journey, because I remember when you did the speaking engagement in Koforidua. I think we carried a small story about it. Yeah. And then soon after, there was another story that was done about a speech you delivered at the University of Ghana. And they were very close in proximity in terms of when it happened. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, I've struggled to get Nana Adjoa to sit with me and have an interview. But she's done this one, and then now she's done this one. So I was beginning to wonder what was going on.
She's media shy.
You know? And then the announcement of Drive to Inspire happened. Now, after that first outreach, we had the privilege of having an intern from one of those. Tell us about how that young woman came to work with us for a bit.
Angela. So I went to her school. Angela was from Manya Krobo Senior High School. We'd gone there to do the outreach, and this was she came to me. You know, some of them come, you know, they gather around you, we have breakout sessions and all that. She came to me and said, Auntie, I want to talk to you. Some of them, they call you aside and they want to have a private, you know, tete-a-tete. And she said, Auntie, there's something I can do. There's something I'm good at. And I said, tell me about it. And she said, I can read the news. I can write my own news and I can deliver it. I can do it in Twi and I can do it in English. And I think I'm good at it. And I said, oh, you don't say. All right. So if I put you behind the microphone right now, behind the camera, and I tell you to write and make a news item out of what we've done here today and deliver it, can you do that? She said, yes. I said, okay, we'll give you some time. So we gave her some time. And she prepared, she came, and she was excellent.
Wow.
So I thought, what can we do for her?
Yeah.
That's a journalist right there. What can we do to help her so she doesn't let go of this dream? So she works harder to get herself there. She goes to a category, I think it's a category 3 school. And the conditions at home not too easy. She has to take care of her younger siblings, has to do a lot and combine that with studies. Sometimes what happens is some of them give up or they don't put in too much and all that. But you can see the potential. So we want to encourage Angela. So I thought, let's do something. I spoke to Nana Mensa here. I said, Nana, I have a young girl who I want to give this opportunity, It will mean the world to her and it will make sure she works hard, to make her dreams come true. But I needed to stay with somebody and all that. So Nana agreed to house her.
Yeah.
For I think it was supposed to be 5 days, but we ended up doing longer.
Yeah, it was longer,
I think she did
She had a good time.
About 10 days, and then she went back a changed person.
If you're watching our stream, there's a video of young Angela during her internship with us here at Asaase. It was a great time. But let's go to the name, Nana Adjoa, the name and the philosophy. I mean, it's a powerful name, Drive to Inspire. What does it represent to you, and how has it shaped the way that the vision is being carried out?
Well, it's not about the fact that we drive everywhere we go, but...
Well, now you won't be driving everywhere because you've gone beyond the shores of Ghana.
It's more about the fact that we are driven. We are driven to inspire these young ones to reach beyond their immediate environments and dream bigger. We are passionate about this, and for many of the young people that we meet, they don't have in their environment the role models that our children have. So what we do by going to them, to their schools and their communities, and going with professionals, volunteers from all walks of life to tell them their stories, to share their own challenges with them and to help them out. That's providing them with role models that they can look up to. And when volunteers tell them where they started from, tell them about how they were once like them, they once came from a community like this and all of that, they know that they too can be someone.
Yeah. Wow. And I mean, I unfortunately have never been able to. I signed up as a volunteer, I must be honest. And you work with a whole lot of volunteers who come together. And is it a case of you speaking into the universe about starting and people joining? Or, I mean, I'm sure these people weren't sitting there waiting for something to happen to join. There must have been something that was sold or told them. What do you think attracts the caliber of volunteers that you've been able to bring into the fold?
Oh, I think what we do, it's easy for people to see. It's easy to see the impact that we make and all that. So when you speak to people about it, most people want to come along and volunteer. The issue is with making the time. Mm-hmm. The time, that's why some people are not able to come, but you've volunteered in other ways. You've not been able to because of the time that we go out. You're usually maybe on the breakfast show or something, so sometimes you're not able to make it. But Our volunteers are amazing people, very committed, very devoted. Some of them have been there from day one, and they are still, on the journey with us, doing this. And do I speak into the air? No, I don't. But I think I asked a few people to start with, and that's how we started. And some of them have continued. Some of them were on the first outreach, and they are still with us. And we have volunteers from different professions. Drive to Inspire Africa has 3 full-time staff and 1 part-time staff. He works part-time and remotely. He's in the US studying, and have 3 young ladies in the office with me. People often get surprised when I say that, because they see us out there on outreach and they see all these people and say, most of the people that help us do what we do are volunteering. And that's really the only way that we can do this sustainably. So volunteers mean a lot to us, whether volunteers who come on board as speakers, as mentors. They go on outreach to do career guidance and group counseling and group mentorship. And all of that, our volunteers are a very big part of what we do.
Give us a sense of your footprint, how you operate. So you go out to do these outreaches. Who are the primary beneficiaries of what you do, and how do you identify a place to go and touch lives?
So when we started, GES asked me, GES said, okay, so you want to do this, where do you want to start? You can and they said, pick 3 regions to start with, or something like that. You have to start from somewhere. Yeah. So I picked Greater Accra, Eastern region, Central region, because at that time it was we were using my car and then a van, and they were the easiest places to be able to start. So I said, okay, start close and then start, moving out. So we started with 3 regions. We are now in 6 regions. So Greater Accra, Eastern region, Central region. We are now in Western, Ashanti region, and the Volta region. So 6 regions of Ghana. And the Africa thing, I knew eventually that's where we wanted to get to, but I didn't want to just get up and say we've gone to a country and we've done outreach, tick the box. How much? What would that mean, really? To make real impact, we need to have core base volunteers over there. We want to go there. We want to do what we are doing with them. We want to provide some training, and when we leave, we want them to continue. Right. Then I can say we've really done something. Okay. But our mentorship program, our one-on-one mentorship program, we started the first cohort with 10 mentees and 10 mentors. We matched them, and then we did that. Then we had 37 on the second cohort. And then the third cohort, when we put word out, we had people signing up as mentees and as mentors from 8 African countries.
Oh, wow.
So that was where it started happening. 174 mentees we had on that one. And we had people from Nigeria, Kenya, Rwanda, Botswana, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa. So was one more.
Sierra Leone?
I think so, yes. So that's where it started. And now we did something last month with Zambia University. We had a series of webinars because they reached out to us and they said, we see what you're doing and we want to do something with you. We're having talks with Liberia now because they've reached out. So that's how it's kind of...
It's just snowballing.
It's going, and bit by bit. But you can see we need more. Not anymore. Not anymore. I tend to try to pace myself because that's how you can do this for the long term. So pace yourself, but somehow, yes, it's snowballing in a sense. But we need partners, You talked about not being able to get me into the studio. I usually I try to be as private as I can in the work I do. It's between me and my clients and the work I do and all of that. That's how it's been for most of my life. But in starting Drive to Inspire Africa, I realized it was bigger than me. It was beyond me. I needed help. I couldn't do it alone. So I had to put it out there. It's not going to be one of those things that I'll do and I don't even take pictures because I won't post it. So I had to put it out there. I had to launch it online first. I had to ask for support, partners, sponsors, volunteers, people to speak, people to donate in kind, in cash, whatever it is, people to bring up opportunities that we can connect these young people to. So that's how it is. For some of the schools in the regions, we go there, we get in touch with the GAS offices in the regional offices, and sometimes they tell us which school to go to. Some of the schools reach out to us. Sometimes we reach out to a school, and we try to find out what are maybe if there are any peculiar issues in the areas we are going to, in the schools we are going to, and that kind of helps us when we are trying to pick volunteers or trying to reach out to, certain kinds of people that we want to go with on this trip.
Talking about reaching out to volunteers, well, I've reached out to someone, and I'm going to put her on the line, and she has volunteered. She's a nurse at the Ridge Hospital.
Oh.
You know who that is?
Martina.
Well, it's good to know you know your volunteers. Martina Karimu joins us on the line. Martina, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so
much.
How
are you doing?
Well, we're very well, and we're happy to have you join us on the Asaase Breakfast Show.
Okay.
We're talking to Nana Adjoa about Drive to Inspire, and the volunteers have been an immense part of the success so far. What attracted you to volunteer your time to Drive to Inspire Africa?
It's a beautiful soul. She's one of the most inspiring and motivating person I've ever met. And it takes a lot to do what she's doing right now. I believe she has given most people, and even me, the opportunity to springboard in life, because every time we go on an outreach, I learn something new. And what I learn, I try to teach others as well. And she has made certain areas in most people's life very remarkable. That's what I would say. I'm grateful for her life, and I'm also grateful to be part of this team that drives to inspire Africa each day. That's what I have to say.
Well, that's really wonderful. Nanaja, how does it feel to have someone, not only just come and volunteer, but I mean, she's spoken like she's really in there.
We've become a family, friends, and I've been watching them, the volunteers, and what's going on among them as well, because I see people, they just meet on the bus. That's how they get to know each other, but they grow to become friends. I see people holding each other up. I see them learning from each other. I hear the stories that they're sharing, and so we go out. The truth is also that we go out to try and touch these young people, but we get touched ourselves in a very big way, and we learn a lot. We're learning a lot from them. We're learning a lot from ourselves. I myself have I can't say I'm the same person I was when they started 2 years ago.
Wow. Martina, so the time you spent volunteering obviously has made a positive impact on you. I mean, if there's somebody listening to us now who feel that, okay, well, this sounds like a nice idea, what would you like to tell them as a volunteer who's lived the experience?
Okay, so for me, volunteering is very fulfilling. I had never volunteered until this opportunity. So it makes you feel like you are giving out something to the world. It might not be much, but it will change somebody's life. So if anybody has the opportunity to volunteer, I think they should take it on. It's going to change their life as well.
Indeed, indeed. Well, Martina Karimu, thank you so much for joining us on the ABS this morning.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks, Martina.
Well, Nana Adjoa, it's a beautiful story so far. We're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, hopefully I can bug you with a few more questions about Drive to Inspire. And then we need to get to know you. Madam,
I knew that was coming.
Madam, I'm very private. Yeah,
I knew that was coming.
Well, I've got one shot. I have to make the most of it. Well, one more song, and then we'll come back to the conversation with Nana Adjoa Hackman, the founder of Drive to Inspire Africa. Business one bold step at a time. MTN sees you and we're cheering you on every step of the way, and that's why we created MTN Ejumapa just for you. It's more than a bundle. It's your new business bestie, and it has special data and call bundles to help you stay connected to your customers, your suppliers, and everything that helps your hustle grow. But wait, there's more. MTN Ejumapa also comes with insurance benefits to help protect the business you've worked so hard to build, because we know you're not just working for today, you are building a future. It's time for you to level up, scale up, and shine even brighter than ever. So grab your phone now and dial star 5060 hash. That's 5060 hash, star 5060 hash, and grab your Ejumapa bundle, and let's get to work on your success story together. MTN Ejumapa, powering women, dreamers of youth to the ambitions of adulthood. Wherever you are on your journey, whether you're starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning your future, we are here for your journey. Every goal deserves the chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. So, trust in the journey and understand that Fidelity Bank is with you every step of the way. Together, let's turn your dreams into reality. We are here for your journey. Believe with us.
Made in Ghana by Trillium Industrial Company Limited and is purified using a series of filtration, reverse osmosis, UV sterilization, and ozonation to meet high standard of quality and safety. Verna, which is ISO certified, is also awarded as the Water of the Year at the Ghana Beverage Awards 2021, Product of the Year by Ghana Manufacturing Awards 2019, Water Producing Company of the Year by Ghana Manufacturing Awards 2021. Purchase a bottle of Verna, which comes in 330 ml, 500 ml, 750 ml, 1.5 liters, and 15-liter jar. For bulk purchase, contact 0249 717777. This advert is FDA approved.
My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work. But you know it's out your side. If I believe with us, if for hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know side is your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I did for you. If I believe I did your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I did your side, fidelity.
Hey mamas, are you ready to be celebrated like the queen that you are? It's the grand edition of Mum's Day Out 5.0, organized by Baby Bliss. It's on Saturday, the 2nd of August at the Palms Convention Center inside La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Accra. Get ready for a full day of pampering, shopping, live demos, wellness talks, giveaways, competitions, and so much more. Bring the kids along too, as there's fun for the whole family. Entry is absolutely free. This event is in partnership with Lister Hospital, proudly sponsored by Noble House Restaurants, Covered Cosmetics, Snowman Ice Cream, Hero Baby, The Milk Booster, and Face Gifts.
The ABS Asaase Breakfast Show.
We run this mother.
And then every man has a woman in them. So that's the more reason why. But that's just me trying to be a little mischievous. But if you just joined us, you're listening to the Asaase Breakfast Show. I'm Kwaku and I'm talking to Nana Adjoa Hackman. She is the founder of Drive to Inspire Africa. And so when you started, did you add Africa to it because you wanted to go through Africa, or because you have Africa at heart?
Both. I have Africa at heart, and then when we spoke earlier before the break, you remember I told you that even in speaking to the young ones now, you have to let them know that Africa is changing. The world is changing. You can't, if you're a business person who's starting something, you're developing a product, you know that your market is not just your immediate community or Ghana, it's Africa, and it's even global.
Yeah.
So something like that.
Okay, that's cool. So you've talked about how you work with GES to pick the schools, and then now schools reach out to you. When you go, what does Drive to Inspire do for the young people you work with?
So we have a few programs. You spoke about girls. Yes, we do have a bit of a bias, but not all our programs are only for girls.
Yeah.
For instance, when we go out to outreaches, we're talking to both girls and boys, both young women and men. We go to girls' schools, mixed schools, or we have requests from all boys schools, which we'll be doing as well. So there's nothing. So when we do career guidance talks, group mentorship, it's everybody. It's mixed. We have internship opportunities. When they come up, they're not limited to girls only. The one-on-one mentorship is for girls, and I'll tell you the reason for that. And then our scholarship program is also for girls, young women who are brilliant, young girls who are brilliant, do not have the financial means to be able to make it to tertiary education. Those are the ones that we are helping with scholarships so that they can continue their education. Now, the reason for this is that girls have a bit more of a challenge when it comes to these things. A boy can hustle and go to school, But a girl is a bit limited as to how much she can hustle, the extent to which she can hustle. Education is free in Ghana now up to, the SHS level. But would you believe it's still difficult for some girls to go to school because they are a day student. To get to the school, they don't have the money for transportation. So they have to rely on somebody who is going to put them on their motorbike and help them to get to school. And that person is making some demands of them. If I'm going to take you every day, then you have to be giving me this. There are stories, so many of these kinds of cases. So because of that, the girls are either not going all the time to school because sometimes they just give up and they don't go at all. You see, so there are more hurdles where a boy can work. He can go to school and after school go and do some work, do that. A girl can also do that to some extent, but they get taken advantage of sometimes, when that happens. And then, so that's why I think that there's that special need to help girls. And then also when it comes to one-on-one mentorship, that's not for those in senior high school and things. Our mentees are really for those maybe final year in university, those in the working world, early stage careers. When we started, the target was 15 to 25, but now we have people in early to mid careers. We have people 30, 35 on our mentorship programs. And I tell you what happens there, because I lived through that myself. At that stage, the girls, they compete with the guys in school and all that. And then when you start work, within a short time, you start to think about life, family life, marriage. Some of them get married. Kids come along, and you see that some of them start, falling behind. And that's where the guys take the lead, and then some of the girls stop altogether and stay at home or do something informal, things like that. I was one of the women who started my career and family life at the same time. So yes, I was talking about planning and strategizing and things like that, but the thing that was not planned was for me to get married when I was in law school, before I was done. So was it in the final year or just before the final year of law school or something? That was when I got married. So I started my career as a lawyer almost at the same time as my family life, started. And most people, young lawyers, will tell you that when you become a lawyer, when you start your career, that's one of the most difficult times. You think you've studied everything and you know all these things, but then you start on day one and you realize you know nothing. Lawyering is different. Yeah. So you have to get and also in our jurisdiction where you become both a barrister and solicitor, and that's how I started. I was doing both. I was going to court and I was doing solicitor's work in one day, every day, and so it took a toll on me. Those were difficult years, and I did have other work as well. Not just that. We did other work as well. We had productions, the other things that we're doing. So it was a bit of a juggle, and I developed, it was scary for me at that time, but what I realized later was that I developed some critical skills during that time when I even started having children at 26, that have helped me in leadership, in management. It helped me to be a better leader. So help me to be more empathetic. You help me, to be able to juggle things, giving me a different point of view when I sit in the room. There are a lot of things that you pick up. So these are some of the things that we try to help the young women at that critical stage on the one-on-one mentorship there.
Very intentional and well structured to bring the best out of the people you work with. I mean, we often hear about a founder's vision and movements like this, but it's clear that this vision has been sold well to the volunteers. Can Can you share a story of maybe somebody who's benefited from whether mentoring or scholarship that stood out to you?
Ooh, there are many stories, Insua, and I think they would keep coming. So on our scholarship program, we have 17 girls. Well, we started that last year. Okay. So that story is developing. After a while, you see that we'll have people who've graduated and all that. But they send messages, they share what a difference it's been for them and everything. One touching story from scholarships was earlier this year, yes, when we had our annual impact reporting event. And at that event, we had the scholarship recipients. We had actually already placed them in the universities. They had already started, but we brought them to Accra for that event, and we gave them their laptops and everything. And one of the volunteers sent me a video later on that evening. She said, Nana Adjoa, during the program, I went to the restroom, and I saw a few of the girls there, and this is what they were doing. They were calling themselves by their future titles. And she made a video and she sent it to me, and it was so touching.
Wow.
So there they were saying, lawyer Akosia something, and then the next one says, oh, lawyer Akosia something, so what should I say? I'm an entrepreneur, this and that and that. And then this one says, engineer Cecilia something, and that's what they were doing. And one said, I'm optometrist, that, and they were doing that, and I saw the video and I said, oh, suddenly the dream is within reach. So yes, that's the story from scholarship. On our outreaches, when we go, oh my God, we get touched. We see a lot of talent. You see some of them, this person is going to do well from the way they interact with us. They even come and help. They volunteer over there in their school. They interview their colleagues. They do things like that. So we've met a lot of talent. Yeah. But the special ones, I'll give you a few examples. So there's this girl. So there's a guy. First, let me tell you, his name is Anthony something. I can't remember. But he made a deal with me. He told me, Auntie Nana Adjoa, shake my hand. In 10 years' time, I'll come and find you, and I'll tell you my story. I was
wow.
Because, after the outreach, he came to me and he started asking me questions. He said, Auntie, so you see, if I want to I'm trying to develop a solution to tackle waste. And I'm thinking about this. He asked me questions. He asked me about taxes, and he asked me, what do I think the system? He asked me very grown-up questions, and I answered all of them when we had a conversation. And when we were done, he said, thank you very much. And he shook my hand and he said, in 10 years' time. So I'm waiting for him. Wow. This was at Oforipenny Senior High School. I'm waiting for him. He's Anthony something. I'm waiting for him one day.
Wonderful.
There's also a girl, and usually I like those who want to hide from me. I like to find them because we do like confidence building activities. We try to get them out. I try to get them to be more vocal than I myself was. I was one of those students who wanted to hide. So there's this girl in one of the breakout sessions. I had been talking about talking to those who wanted to be lawyers or something, have a profession in the legal field. And they were all standing around me, and when I'll talk, somebody will ask a question and I'll say, yes, now I think it's going to take you 6 years or something, and blah, blah, blah. And she was there, she joined the group, but she'll be like, hey, like everything seems too difficult. So I noticed her and I asked her, what's your name? She said, Jessica. And I said, you don't like stress, do you? She's like, no, it's difficult, it's too hard, it's that, So I started picking on her, and everything I say, so for instance, if Jessica did this, I started picking on her, all the time, and I would hold her and I would say this. And so on that day when we were done, and I was going to the school, to the car, we were going to rush on to the next one, I had someone saying, Auntie Nana Adjoa, that's what they call me. And I turned and it was Jessica. She ran to me and she said, Auntie Nana Adjoa, last question. And she asked me a question. I can't really remember the question, but she said, you said, if I do the law, if I want to do it, then blah, 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 blah. And I answered the question. And I said, Jessica, you know something? And I called Anna on my team and I said, Anna, can I have a touch t-shirt? And I said, I give this t-shirt to those who impress us. We give it to those who impress us the most, those who touch us and all that. You were not one of those who impressed me the most today. However, I believe we've made a connection, and I want to give this to you and tell you, Jessica, do it for me. It's possible. She gave me a big hug, and I know she would do it.
Ah, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Now, I have up my sleeve 2 beneficiaries. This time I'm going to mention them. I've got Ethel, this name, Etheldreda Kwashi, that's right, and Linda Baba Yidana. Now I'm going to start with Etheldreda. Etheldreda, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for making time to talk to us this morning. How are your studies? How's studies going?
Fine, by God's grace.
Great. Now, in a minute and a half, tell us your own story. How you came to be connected to Drive to Inspire Africa.
Okay. I heard about Drive to Inspire Africa through one of the volunteers. He introduced me to the program after one of the outreaches he went to. And that was how I heard about Drive to Inspire Africa.
And how has Drive to Inspire Africa intervened in a positive way in your own journey?
Okay. It has given me the strength to believe in myself and then to keep on chasing my dreams without financial pressures. And also, I've learned a lot through the seminars and webinars that Drive to Inspire Africa keeps on organizing every month. And now I can study without thinking about my next move or how to pay my fees or my hostel fees.
Wow. And where are you studying and what program are you enrolled on?
Please, I'm at Kwaku University of Science and Technology, and I'm also in public administration.
Fantastic. Well, we can only wish you all the very best. Nana Adjoa, you have a word for her?
Hi, Ethel. She's doing very well. Actually, keep it up. And she's also volunteering.
Oh, great.
Yes, when she's on vacation, she joins us. So yeah, we're very proud of her.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story. Etheldreda, thank you so much. And just go on and make us all proud.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care. And we now will talk to Linda Baba Yidana. Linda, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, what's your own Drive to Inspire Africa story?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak, and good morning to all the listeners. Okay, Drive to Inspire Africa came to my school, and I must say it was one of the most happiest day of my life in school, because when they came, they inspired us, they mentored us, they told us about some of their challenges, and I was really inspired about that. So one day when in class, and the counselor came to tell us about the scholarship host, and then he was like, if you are interested, you can apply. If you meet the requirements, you'll be chosen. So I did exactly that, and by the grace of God, I had a scholarship.
Wow, that's fantastic. And where are you studying now, and what program are you enrolled on?
Okay, I'm studying law at University of Professional Studies.
Wow. So I bet you are one of the ones who were on the evening of the scholarship presentation. You were saying, "I'm lawyer Yidana."
Yes.
Yes, please. You're one of them. Well, it's good to dream, and it's even better that you are actually pursuing it and working hard at it. I'm sure you'll do very well. Nana Adjoa, any words for Linda?
Linda is also another star coming up. She interviewed me before you did.
Oh.
She interviewed me on International Women's Day. Can you imagine? So
Linda, you beat me to it.
So she comes to me with her phone and says, Auntie Nana Adjoa, I want to interview you. And I said, really? She said, I have a channel and or something. And then and we did that.
Wow.
Yes, so
that's wonderful. Well, Linda, we wish you all the very best, and happy to have spoken to you. What do you, I mean, if you have a word for somebody who may be up against it now and think that, okay, maybe, you know, I'm not going to be able to carry on, what word of encouragement do you wish to share with a person like that?
Please, I didn't hear the first
And
part of the question.
What word of encouragement would you give to somebody who is facing difficulties and challenges pursuing their dream?
Okay, I'll tell them to keep on keeping on. They should trust in God, and they should find a mentor or a role model to seek advice and help from.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Linda Baba Yidana, studying for a degree in law at the University of Professional Studies, Accra. Adjoa.
yes, sure.
There's no going back.
No.
There's no going back. But let's get to know you a little bit. But before then, I mean, you've talked about, you have KPMG, you've got partners, you've got volunteers, you have a board of advisory, like an advisory board. I mean, this is like a properly set up thing. You don't play.
Well, like I said, if you do it well, help will come. So I'm hoping that more people will come on board to help us so we can do this thing, this big thing I've taken upon myself.
Yeah.
So I have to mention one of the partners that has made a big difference as well as GH Express Transport Services. I told you when we started, we were using my car and then a van.
Yeah.
And it was one of the big worries for me because it had to be safe, it had to be comfortable, there were long distances and all that. And so they provide the, Daewoo buses for West Africa and all that. Mm-hmm. So they've come on board and they give us, since last year, they provide a bus and a driver to take us wherever.
Oh, wow.
Wherever we want to go to, in Ghana. And that has been a great help. It's made a big difference because transport was one of the big budget items that we had. So that has really helped.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So,
advisory board. I think you said.
Yeah, advisory board.
So our advisory board, we have some very supportive people as well. Some of them, really inspiring. All of them really inspiring as well in their own right. Professor Nana Adjoa VC, Legon, University of Ghana, yes, is on our advisory board. She's a big champion of Drive to Inspire Africa. She's helpful. She's an amazing lady. She's also doing a lot of things to help the youth, and we are grateful to have her. We have Lady Denta Amwating also on the advisory board. She's also very, very helpful and supportive. We and also very inspirational. Mr. Easy. Tosin Ajibade. Oluwatosin, and I often share his story. He often sends me videos when he's in the studio. He says, I send him a topic, and then when he goes to the studio to record, he records a video for me to play to the youth.
Oh wow!
So we have that thing going on sometimes, and I share his story because he's an engineer. Most people don't know that he's an engineer. He studied at KNUST, and he had this talent, which was he was entertainment prefect and all those things. And this is what it has turned into. And he's not just a musician, but he's a big entrepreneur, and he's also a big philanthropist. So it's a good lesson for the young ones also that, look, you can do multiple things. That's some of the questions they ask. They think, but I can do this. I'm talented. I can do this. So why do I have to continue studying? Or I can do this and that, and I'm confused. I'm like, why not do both? You can do both. So yes, things like that. And my husband is also on the advisory board.
Oh, okay, cool. Talking about your husband, why haven't I seen him in any of the photos when you do the outreach?
Well, his reason is that he doesn't want it to become about him.
Okay.
So
that could easily happen.
So he doesn't come on the outreaches, but I think he'll make a great,
I'm sure he would.
speaker,
I mean, there's a part of me that feels that's like a really nice.
So we're
nice
waiting.
nine.
We're waiting till he's ready.
Have you been coerced, co-opted into supporting Arsenal? Were you always an Arsenal fan?
I wasn't. I was a Chelsea fan. Well, if I have to confess, it's because everyone was an Arsenal supporter. Around me, my husband supported Arsenal. My brothers, my mother. And I thought we need a bit of opposition, a bit of excitement in the house. So I supported Chelsea, but now I don't want any more trouble. I've converted. I'm fully Arsenal.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah. You're welcome. We're very happy to have you join us.
I realized the only stadium I'll end up going to is the Emirates Stadium. So
you made a very wise choice.
Well.
Yeah, we're very happy. We're very, very happy. But what do you do to relax, Nana Adjoa?
I like the gym. I like to work out.
You go to the gym to work out
I like it.
in your downtime.
Yes, I'd like to be active. It helps me. It helps me to relax, and it's kind of peaceful. I take long walks. I used to even walk from the office at the end of the day to Usu and back, and then everybody was on my case about it not being too safe. So I stopped that at a point. But yes, I do the gym a lot. I do rowing. I do weights. I cycle.
Okay.
Yes, I cycle a lot. I do boxing. And I used to play badminton, but I wasn't too kind to my knees. So sadly, I had to stop that. But I like to do that. I like family
you're
time.
Very active.
Yes, I'm active. I like to spend time with my family a lot. And this is like the best time of my year because they are all home.
Yes.
At this time,
Okay.
and we spend a lot of time together. So I enjoy that very much. I like to dance.
Really?
I'm not a good dancer, I have to say. I sometimes I think I have two left feet, honestly. But I love to just dance, move.
So when you
play music and I have to move.
Music, what music do you like?
All kinds of genres. I like. You play Tina Turner. I love her. I love Whitney Houston. I love Daddy Lumba. Everybody's talking about him. He was a friend, actually. I love his songs, even though I don't know the lyrics. I make up my own, like Bibi Juju and things like that. I like Tiwa Savage. I like Bob Marley.
You do?
Yes, I love Bob Marley.
Which Bob Marley song? Okay, I have to play you one song.
You will be
Just
surprised. The one I love best is not one of his most known songs. It's from the album Survival.
79.
Ride Natty Ride.
Oh, wow. Are you serious?
My favorite.
That's your favorite
one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to end this conversation with that song. And I'm sure we can find it somewhere there. But it's been wonderful talking to you. I think that for me, how can our listeners get in touch if they want to volunteer or become partners?
Ooh, okay, so I have to read this one. So yes, you can get in touch with us on our by email, info@drivetoinspireafrica.org.
Okay.
Also we have phone numbers 0509634833 and 0535183274. You can also get in touch with us via our website. We have forms on there for those who want to volunteer and those who want to partner and all that. We have the forms on the website. If you want to apply for something, it's on there. And please follow us on our social media handles @Drive to Inspire Africa.
Fantastic.
Did I do that well?
You did that very well.
Thank you.
Yes, you have a future in radio. And Nana Adjoa Hackman, thank you so much for joining us. And,
it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank God we finally did this. But I'm very happy. And I can tell that the Drive to Inspire Africa story is an ongoing one. And I look forward to further engagements.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.